Welcome back to Cedar Cove Farm. We are continuing with our sweet corn prep today. Today's tool, the field cultivator. So if you guys have been following along, I raked all the old weeds in the sweet corn patch, then I baled it. Next it's to go cultivate the field. So what this is going to do, these are called sweeps. And if you look from behind, almost every inch of ground is covered by the sweeps. So this will go through and tear out any of that grass, grass or weed residue that's in there, move the dirt around, take out any roots. It's also going to kill any new weeds that are growing. So I'll show you when I get down there, but you can see the green starts of new weed stuff that's growing this year. So first thing, this cultivator I have never used before. I bought it at auction last year and just towed it home. So what I need to do is go through, find all these grease points and grease it, because the first time I moved the cylinder, it groaned at me like it was breaking free of the rust, which it probably was. It probably hasn't moved in a long time. So I'm gonna go grab the grease gun and get that taken care of. I'm down in the field. The machine is greased up, good to go. Two of the Zerks did not take grease, so I had to replace those, but that's pretty easy. I keep a bunch of those on hand. The machine's pretty simple. It goes up and down via this main cylinder, and depth is set via these cylinder stops. So this limits the stroke of the cylinder to limit how deep the machine can go. What I'm most likely gonna do for this field is till it once, wait a little bit because I'm not ready to plant, and there will be weed seeds that the tillage will cause them to sprout. I will come through and spray those off with Roundup and then till again after about a week after the Roundup to kill anything that the Roundup didn't kill. So this pass, I'm thinking I'm gonna go deeper just to kind of get more ground movement, get rid of more of the weeds that are started. And then the next pass, the next time I come through, I will go shallower. So what I'll do today is pull one stop. I'll check it, see how I like the depth after a pass or half a pass, and either put this smaller one in and take the bigger one out, or take the bigger one out. But really we're just gonna have to see how it goes. So I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna put you guys down and you can watch what's happening. Made my first pass. You guys may or may not have been able to see the rear rank. There's 3 ranks of sweeps on here. The rear rank wasn't actually getting in the ground, and I could go a little deeper. So I'm gonna just pull this. And we're gonna see how it goes going deeper into the ground. You might have noticed that I kind of got stuck. I've got the tractor in 2-wheel drive and I started to slip, which means either I'm too deep or I need to engage 4-wheel drive, so maybe I can still pull at this depth. with four-wheel drive, I can't get traction. I'll have to raise the machine up because I just won't have enough horsepower or weight. Pass at full depth, so that's this pass right here. It takes everything that the tractor's got to pull this at full depth, and I think this is a 10 or 12 foot field cultivator, but I really like how that looks, so I'm going to leave it. You can see it buried a decent amount of residue versus here where there's still quite a bit of that residue on top of the ground, so I'll probably go over this section again. But I really like what I've got here. It's a bit uneven, but that's where I was talking about. I'll come through with a second pass a lot shallower to kind of level out the whole field. So I think I found what I like. I'm going to just start knocking out, you know, it'll only take like 7 more passes to finish because I have a small area, but I'm going to get it done. like that, we're done. So one thing I wanted to show is, you can maybe see it here, we're very uneven. The pass I did is much more similar to what you would want to do on the fall, a deep tillage pass. I didn't have this machine in the fall, so I couldn't do that. The ground was frozen by the time I got it. What I'm going to do, as I stated earlier, is come back again after probably a week, 2 weeks, and just go barely across the top to level it out. And there may be some other changes I might be making to the machine, but for the first time it worked pretty well. As I stand here and look though, I see I did do a little bit of damage to the machine, but it's all right. We'll look at fixing it. So as I stand right here, maybe you guys can see, maybe you can't, but that opener right there is crooked. So if I come up here and look, it looks like it's just bent a little. The whole tube is tweaked, but that's fine. It's an old piece of equipment. It'll survive. I'll be able to get by without it. So it did a good job, or get by with it at an angle, but did a good job. So I'm happy with what I got here. I'll make another pass here in a couple weeks and be ready for planting sweet corn. But that's all I got today. Thanks for hanging out at Cedar Cove Farm. We'll catch you next time.